Hey, what's going on, you guys? Jordan over here at the Movie Den. I hope you all are doing well. So guys, what I want to talk about today is we have got this incredibly impressive, ultimate collector's big box release from Hammer Films of Quatermass 2. Now, first off, I want to apologize. I've been talking about this for a while. It's been taking me some time to actually get this review out. Look, as you can see, I mean, this is a massive release. There's a lot of stuff in here, a lot of stuff to comb through, and it takes time. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to go through every little detail of all the special features because, I mean, this thing is just incredibly packed with stuff that it would take me quite a while to get through everything. So I feel like I've got a pretty good grasp on this release, and I gotta say, I love the release. And let me tell you, what Hammer Films is giving you here is likely the most definitive edition you will ever get for a film like Quatermass 2. But of course, as always, links will be down below for you guys if you do want to pick up a copy of Quatermass 2. They will be over at the movie room, and so if you do head over there, make sure you use my discount code MovieDen10. We'll save you a little bit extra on this release. And secondly, I want to give a huge shout out and massive thanks to Michael and Deb over at the movie room for sending this bad boy over for review. I can't thank you guys enough. Go check them out, guys. A really awesome small husband and wife business ran out of their garage. They're really great people, so go check them out. So Quatermass 2 continues on and builds on the story of the Quatermass experiment. So with the Quatermass experiment, it ends with Dr. Quatermass kind of talking about his plans for a second rocket, and that's how the film ends. Well, now we pick up, essentially within the same storyline in Quatermass 2, where he is frustrated that those plans for that second rocket have not come to fruition. Although his focus does begin to shift into these reports that these meteorites are landing in a very specific part of a remote location. So naturally, Quatermass is going to go figure out what is going on. So him and his buddy Marsh, they decide they're going to go out and investigate, and that investigation actually leads them to this area where there is a massive facility that they did not know about, kind of over the crest of this hill. They see this massive facility, but something is going on. And of course, after they see that, that's when they find this meteorite. They try to crack it open. They do successfully, but it releases this gas, this toxic gas that burns Marsh, and he is left with a scar. Of course, if you're close to a facility, very questionable facility like that, and something happens, these armed guards show up and they threaten them and make them leave the area. So that man Marsh, who was the one who was injured by that meteorite, actually ends up going missing, which causes Quatermass to investigate to figure out what is going on. He tries to break into the facility because that's where it leads him. And in there, he discovers that there is a secret cover-up alien invasion conspiracy. What's interesting about this film is for Quatermass 2, just like its earlier film, the Quatermass Experiment is based off of the TV show, The Quatermass Experiment, and Quatermass 2, both written by Nigel Kneale. Now, unfortunately, Nigel Kneale was not asked to be a part of the Quatermass Experiment, and look, that is something he held on to for years, and he really never let that go. He was very upset about that. The reason being is there were some legal issues, and he was just a writer for the company, and he had no legal ownership of anything that was Quatermass. Well, after the success of the Quatermass Experiment film, and of course then you had the Quatermass 2 TV show, it was immediately greenlit from Hammer Films and BBC to do the Quatermass 2 movie version. And there was some stuff happened between there. Well, Nigel Kneale basically got to own the rights of the character Quatermass, and that's how he got on to actually write the screenplay for Quatermass 2. And that's why you'll see with Quatermass 2, the TV show, which is actually in this release, by the way, is very closely knitted to the movie as opposed to the Quatermass Experiment, the movie versus TV show. They're quite a bit different. Now, look, personally, and I know that naturally you would think, oh, well, if it's close to the TV show, you're going to like Quatermass 2. I prefer the Quatermass Experiment over this. Now, that's not to say this is a bad film at all. The Quatermass Experiment was just I just enjoyed it more. It had a lot more horror elements, some body horror elements, some body snatcher elements that I prefer. This one was more akin to your sci-fi thriller. Maybe a little bit of sci-fi horror, but not much. But I really love Brian Donlevy's performance as Quatermass. He does such a great job, a really likable character. I really enjoy him. He did return to portray Dr. Quatermass in this film, so I did enjoy that. But also, just like the Quatermass experiment, they end huge, and I mean big. Like, incredible puppetry work that it is an old film, but looking back, they still hold up and they still look pretty good, I must say. So guys, now that we kind of talked about the film and everything, let's talk about what comes in this. And I'm going to actually have to pull it up from my phone because guys, there is so much in here that to remember it, it's going to be pretty crazy. All right, so in this, you are getting 5 discs. It's wild. You're getting 3 versions of Quatermass 2. You are getting the UK theatrical cut. You are getting which is widescreen. You are getting the UK as filmed cut, which is the full screen version. And then you're also getting the US theatrical cut, also called Enemy from Space, all on 4K. Those are housed within 2 different 4K discs, all in beautiful Dolby Vision. You're also getting, let's see, brand new 5.1 mixes for all 3 cuts of the film, along with the mono version of the soundtrack if you guys would prefer that. You're also getting German and Italian audio for all 3 versions, English, French, Italian, Spanish, and German subtitles for all 3 versions of the film, which is wild that they did all that. Of course, packaged in a leather. Okay, we know that. 8 art cards, 176 page books. Okay, so we're going to talk about that in the unboxing portion. But the stuff you're getting. So you're getting The Legend of Nigel Neal, Enemy from Space. You're getting Doubling Down, Uncovering Quatermass 2, which that's a great, mini documentary is really good. Check that one out, guys, if you can. You're getting Quatermass 2, all 6 episodes of the TV show. Man of Action, author and Hammer expert Stephen Laws, and author biographer Derek Scothorpe, I don't know how to say that last name, examine the life and career of Brian Donlevy. Quatermass crew, candid reminiscence from the making of Quatermass 2. A question of character. Nigel Neal famously hated Brian Donlevy's performance as Quatermass, and it kind of talks about that. Quatermass and the Hammer experience, which that was really good too. I mean, guys, there's just so much. I think the big one in here too is I'm not seeing it on this list that I'm reading from, but there is a documentary in here where they go over the life of Nigel Neal. And now part 2 of the documentary is in this one. In the Quatermass experiment is part 1. So if you want to get the full documentary, you got to get both releases. It's really cool that they are finishing off that documentary in this release as well, guys, with 2 different types of booklets, art cards, posters. Thing is loaded. So with that being said, let's go ahead. I'm going to take you over to my overhead cam shot. We're going to unbox this. We're going to go over everything that comes inside this. Then I'm going to bring you over here, give you my final thoughts. All right, guys. So here it is. We have got this, this incredible release from Hammer Films of their, I don't know what you would call this, ultimate collector's big box limited edition set of their release of Quatermass 2. So there is the front right there. You got the really nice silver lettering right there, Hammer up there. And as you guys can see, really nice kind of leatherette feel, look to it. The side, you have Quatermass 2. On the back, you have Hammer Films. And then right here, you also have Quatermass 2. The same as on the spine. All right, guys, let's open this thing up. Now you get a hard box within a hard box with this, with some great artwork on here, I might add. Let's set this to the side over here. So here is what you're first greeted with, Quatermass 2, this really great artwork. Of course, there is Dr. Quatermass right there. There's your spine, as you guys have already seen. And then the back, this is actually the poster artwork for the US release of the film, Enemy from Space. All right, of course, as you can see, tons of stuff that you are getting with this. So let's go ahead and dump this out, and we'll take a look at everything that this comes with. Let's go ahead and start here, why don't we? So here we are. We have this booklet, the Quatermass Papers Volume 2. There you are. And the Quatermass Papers Volume 1 is in the Quatermass experiment. So that is pretty cool. All right, let's go ahead and flip through this. You see, this thing is a massive booklet. Let's see, do we have contents in here? We do. Okay, 172 pages. We've got one of Hammer's best films in any genre, the two Quatermasses, Beyond the Planet of the Dragons, Never Have I Seen a More Frightening Scene, production paperwork, Slightly Sacrilegious, Himmel, Hempstead Gothic, I Joined the Vow Guest Rep, There's a Limit to the Disgusting and the Horrible, UK Campaign Book and Synopsis, European Release Posters, European Programs, Kinematograph Weekly Previews, Credits, Limited Collector's Edition Content, and Thank Yous. I mean, guys, some great stuff in here. Awesome write-ups. I mean, look at that. Like, really, really cool stuff. You got some writings on here. I mean, just incredible stuff that they are putting in this. Let's take a look at some of the different posters you get. I mean, look at that. European release posters. Great stuff, guys. Very, very cool. So there is the Quatermass Papers Volume 2 booklet you get with this. In here, you've got this booklet. It says Quatermass 2, Enemy from Space. Enemy from Space, of course, as I said, is the UK release title. There is the back for you. And let's go ahead and fan through this. And it is a graphic novel, guys. My gosh. So if you guys like graphic novels, this would be really cool as well. It's basically the graphic novel of Quatermass 2. Some great artwork in there too, guys. Look at that. So those armed guards I was telling you about, that's at the facility. Just really cool stuff. I love it. Very cool. All right, and next we do get some art cards, of course. So let's go ahead and get this banding off here. All right. So another shot of the U.S. theatrical poster, Enemy from Space. On the back, Quatermass 2, original U.S. lobby card, 1 of 8. So there you go. There's another shot, Enemy from Space. There you go. There's that. There you go. And there is the last one right there. So there is all the original U.S. lobby cards for Quatermass 2, but it's the U.S., so it would be technically Enemy from Space. All right, so there is that. And then you are getting, look at this poster, guys. My goodness. So let me go ahead and open this up for you. All right. There is that. Love that artwork right there. And look at that one, Quatermass 2. Great, great artwork. I actually prefer this one in my opinion. So there you go. And then last, guys, this is probably my favorite piece of artwork for all of these Hammer releases that they've been doing. So it's your digipack, right? And one thing that I think Hammer does that is really clever is, man, I can't even get this all on the screen. Let's talk about this right here. So this is the Quatermass 2. This is the UK widescreen theatrical release and the as film full screen version. Blu-ray, but you're also getting a 4K disc of that right here. This is the US theatrical version, 4K, and you're also getting the Blu-ray right here. But under each of these, as you can see, has all the special features that come in each of those discs, which I really like. And I don't see any other releases off the top of my head that are doing that. So that's really cool. So as you can see, you're getting all 3 cuts of the film within those 2 4Ks. Basically the same thing, but in those 2 Blu-rays. And then that last disc is the Quatermass 2 series. So you're getting the TV show on there as well. Not only that, let's go ahead and flip this around. You're getting this amazing piece of art, this one continuous shot right here. Isn't that incredible, guys? Look at that. Right there. That's, you know, honestly, with these releases, I think that's like the thing I look forward to the most is what's the artwork going to look like? Because it is just incredible. And there it is, guys. There is everything that you are getting. I mean, look at that. So much stuff. Awesome. Awesome. There is everything that you are getting in this release from Hammer Films of Quatermass 2. Now, I believe we are only getting either 1 or 2 more of these big release sets that they did say they were doing. So I'm really excited to see what their last one is. I really hope they continue these even after they finish off the slate of titles that they plan on doing right now, because these are incredible. But anyways, there you go. There is everything you were getting in the Hammer Films release of Quatermass 2. All right, guys, so that is my unboxing and review for the Quatermass 2. Now, do I think you should pick this up? Well, look, if you like the Quatermass experiment and you're into, I've always heard it was similar to like Doctor Who, so I guess if you're into Doctor Who, this might be a really, really awesome set to add to your collection, especially if you're into the Hammer Films. Great addition. And if you like just learning about your films, feel like you're going into a master class, just really diving into the history of a film, these releases are a must in my opinion. And Hammer Films, I'm telling you, they gave us something special with this, something that I think not only looks beautiful on your shelf and as a display piece, I mean, look, this thing's gorgeous, but also something that you can return to, and I feel like you'll learn something new every time you watch a special feature on this release. Believe me, I am so impressed with Hammer Films. So guys, that is my review, unboxing of Quatermass 2 from Hammer Films. Again, I want to give a massive thank you to Michael and Deb for sending that over for review. Guys, thank you so much. If you guys do want to pick up a copy of Quatermass 2 or anything else from the movie room, links will be down below. And make sure to use my code MovieDen10, get you a one-time 10% off your order, and go support that amazing company, Michael and Deb over there. But guys, like I said, that's going to be the end of my video. I hope you all enjoy it. And of course, you all take care.